Só falta mais um zígolo gigante pra gente cuidar. Não, não é essa não. Isso aqui tá bem longe, inclusive. Vamos lá em cima.
Hey, didn't we find a recipe that...
Yeah, we can use this for it.
Ow! Take this!
Esses aqui... Ah, droga, achei que era o dragão chegando já. Aê! Pior que eu não faço ideia do HP desse bicho.
Sorry, right. I'm calm.
I thought you were going
Well,
direct.
we're on the home stretch now.
Here, don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Take
By the power of water!
You're mine! Strike!
I'll heal you all!
Dominate with the earth! Take this! Stalagmite!
Healing circle!
Now I can let loose! You're finished! I can carve through armor! You're mine!
Take big
You're
off!
finished!
It's over!
Tear!
Stop! Here!
Here I come! It's over! All
Rip it
finished!
apart!
Here I take this!
This one's mine!
Beleza, vamos lá, tamo indo bem.
Watch and
Take this! It's over! You picked the wrong fight! Take this! You're mine!
Boa.
Here I come! You're finished!
I'm impressed.
No escape! Lightning thrust!
Eagle assault!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
You take it?
E com o flash que a gente pegou, ele tá bem tranquilo até.
Eagle assault! Radiant
It's over! In a bind?
Will this help?
No escape! First strike!
All into
Take this!
healing circle!
Negative gate! You're on your way! No escape!
Ready and rare!
Now you see what I can do! You're mine! Talon Hurricane! Here I come! Air pressure! I'm on it! Take this! Talon Hurricane! Burn in hell!
Eagle fly!
Boa.
I'll tear you apart! Take this! Strike!
Where are you going?
I'm ready! Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Here's a
Preciso
healing
ver o
arc!
dele com o LOL ainda.
Let loose!
All into
It's over! Lightning
Com a Fiona não.
Here's the eagle!
Só com o LOL.
You're mine!
Freeze lancer!
You're finished!
Eagle fly! Whirlwind smash!
You're mine!
Lunar corruption!
Destruction! Dragon down! No escape! Hurricane thrust!
I only get radiant
Resonate
fire!
with the arc! Hurricane thrust! Stalagmite! On your
Radiant pierce!
Take this! You're finished! Take this!
Talon storm! Lunar corruption!
Hurricane thrust! Watch it now! That's incredible power! Smash you! No escape! Dazzle! Tear! Hurricane thrust! Tear! Take Here comes something big!
Try to dodge!
First strike!
Here I go! I'm only getting started!
Take this! Lost my foot on your knees!
I never miss!
It's wide open! It won't escape me! You're mine! You're finished! Take this! Hurricane thrust! You're finished! You're mine! Take this! Strike! Be still! First strike!
Lunar corruption! Eagle fly!
Here I
Annihilation!
come! First strike! Here I come! Oh no! The enemy wheels are too!
We'll soon see about that!
Can't get out of this!
Lunar
You're
blast!
mine! This one's all mine! You're finished! Oh, now you're talking! Ignite! Eagle thrust! Now you see what I can do. I'm just getting started.
Gravitas speed!
Take this! Strike! Dazzle! I'm ready! Dohallin! In an instant! Impact block!
Os círculos gigantes foram eliminados.
To achieve such harmony.
Takes a singular will.
Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining.
Mas a gente não se importa muito não. Vou resolver a side quest. O primeiro é aqui. Resolveu o problema do Zilglim, senhor?
Good.
Resolvi. Ele foi um adversário terrível, mas tenho o prazer de anunciar que já se foi. É isso aí. O Dohallin botou o Zilglim no lugar dele. O senhor se livrou mesmo dele? De certo que sim. Também eliminamos os Zilglings da redondeza. Agora você deve conseguir retomar o trabalho em paz. Uau, muito obrigada. Peraí, o seu rosto? O senhor se machucou na luta? Não se aflija, não é nada. Comparado ao alívio de ver meu povo livre dos problemas que o incomodam. Nem sei o que dizer. Vou trabalhar mais ainda nos campos para compensar o senhor por esse gesto. Não há necessidade de fazer nada além do que já se faz. Se outra coisa incomodar, não existe em solicitar assistência do palácio. Sim, meu senhor. Obrigado.
Really now?
Tenho o pressentimento de que vai ter uma longa fila de pessoas esperando para te ver quando a gente voltar para Visquinte. Ai, 5.000 golds. Agora tem um bom ponto, hein? Eu vou fazer essa aqui de 900. Já vou meter essa aqui de 300 também. Fechar mais uma. Onde já dá pra fechar essa aqui. O Dohallin já fiz. O LOL dá pra fechar aqui. O Rinwell dá pra fechar essa. E dá pra pegar essa já. Kisara dá pra fechar aqui. Não, não é pra eu ir pro rancho. É pra eu ir pro castelo. O que eu vim fazer aqui, meu? Aquele louva-a-Deus era level 12, eu acho. Eu posso até voltar lá, então eu vou deixar pra fazer essas side quests aí depois. Mais pra frente. Porque senão também o jogo não anda. Cara, que jogo bonito, mano. Eu sempre fico feliz pra caramba de estar jogando ele.
I think it's safe to rest here now.
A gente vai no descanso aqui já, na estalagem. Não, vou pegar o dinheiro primeiro, porque aí se eu precisar comprar item eu já compro. Conseguiram acabar com aquele Zilgling javali? Relaxa, a gente deu um fim nele.
Seriously?
Ainda não acredito que a gente conseguiu, sinceramente. Eu não devia ter duvidado de você, Kisara. Pra falar a verdade, eu odiei ter precisado recorrer a você. Mas você ajudou. A gente conseguiu focar só na luta depois que você ecoou as pessoas e limpou os entulhos. Não fica se martirizando não. Você sempre ajudou muito. mesmo quando a gente era mais jovem. Valeu, Kisara. Então, que parte da cerca que aquele javali destruiu eu quero consertar pra você. Não precisa fazer isso pra mim, não. Nossa, você não descansa nunca, né? Eu sou assim, fazer o quê? Falando nisso, ei, Rinwell. Seu casaco tá sujo desde aquela luta. Me dá aqui, eu vou lavar pra você mais tarde. Hein? Ah, claro. Eu preciso ser mais sagaz. Aí, boa. E já vamos cobrar do terceiro cara também.
How's this?
Bem-vindo de volta, já cuidaram daquele zeuglo irritante que fica voando por aí? Com certeza ele não vai mais causar problema. Jura? Nossa, eu tô bem impressionado. Sendo assim, a recompensa é toda sua, pode pegar. Quem dera se tivesse mais zeuglos com a cabeça prêmio pra gente enriquecer. Aposto que se você aprontasse alguma bem braba, a sua cabeça passaria a valer uma bela não recompensa, garoto. Se isso acontecer, eu mesmo acabo com ele. E você pode mandar o dinheiro pra quem ele prejudicou. Para de achar que eu vou virar bandido. Mas enfim, graças a vocês, a estrada tá bem mais segura agora. Valeu mesmo. Ai. Nossa, eu tô com 1000 pontos de novo, caramba. E 400. Eu vou... Não, tô só com 700. Todos aqui custam 700, aqui custa 600, pronto. Eu acho aqui 888. Aqui tá só 600, dá pra pegar esse aqui. Dá pra pegar esse. 730. Eu vou pegar esses dois. E o resto eu já fiz. Deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui. Eu tenho cifra, mas quem usar a energia astral cristalizada consegue induzir Vamos descansar na estalagem. Ver se tem arma pra fazer. Pegar alguns
Looks like we get to
itens,
sleep
né?
with a roof over our heads.
E pra ele não tem a espada que eu posso fazer ainda não. Se precisar, eu faço uma arma antiga. Essa aqui dela eu posso fazer. Dele nenhuma ainda. Dele também nenhuma ainda. Dela já dá. Nossa. Esse aqui é bem melhor, né? $26.000? Caramba! Ainda é tudo que não tiver equipado. Preciso fazer mais 2 acessórios.
I'm impressed how well balanced.
Aumenta o PV máximo em 15%.
This thing is.
Eu vou tirar o LOL um pouquinho para colocar ela, depois eu vou mudando isso. Igual mais ou menos eu fiz com o Scarlet Nexus, que eu ia trocando, aí eu vou fazendo isso. Itens. Eu tô com 39 mil, dá pra pensar um pouquinho, né? Vou pegar mais 10 pelo menos, vai. Não. É isso, né? Acho que por enquanto tá bom.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Precisamos. Cura PV depois do combate. Ah!
I must admit, I'm rather proud of this dish.
Muito bom. E aí, com isso já dá pra prosseguir a história. Eu saí pelo portão sul, ali na frente. Ah, não. Tava em dúvida qual era o lugar que estava fechado por um carrinho, mas era da pedreira. Vamos conhecer outro lugar do mundo agora.
Okay, off we go.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be bad.
Tem uma coruja em algum lugar nesse mapa, tem que descobrir aonde.
Here I come!
This one's mine!
Dazzle! The tempest! On their knees! Mirage!
I'll take out the legs with my shield!
Hurricane thrust!
Go
Take
in!
this!
Lunar corruption!
Hurricane thrust!
Marksman handles
Getting
it!
fire timer! Blue escape!
Já era.
Looks like it could be worth something.
I can't wait to start making our meal.
Ooh, we having something new to eat?
Yep, now that we have all the ingredients.
Hey,
Nossa,
look at
essa
that
área é-
enemy. It's shining.
Essa área é grande, eu achei que ela era só isso daqui. Ah, mas é por aqui.
We're in for a long slog with this one.
You're finished!
Piercing roar!
I'm not done! Lightning thrust! Blue escape! Lunar rondo! Mirage!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Thrust! Catapult! This one's all mine!
You're mightier than you look.
I'm ready!
Can't change the future without it.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
A comfortable win.
What's this thing?
Nessa distância some. Não, vamos lá. Não aparece, ela não faz som. Achei. Achei.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
É, pois é, preciso voltar lá em algum momento.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Burn!
Run from the way. Here I come. On no further.
This one's mine!
Come and face me! It's over! Lunarongo! You're my turn! It's over! On your
Eu quero saber os tipos de inimigos novos que vão ter.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
We're in good form!
A fish!
Ah, vamos aprender a pescar.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes.
Ok.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
Ela pescava pra
But
conseguir.
how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Aprender a pescar. Pesca. Há vários pontos de pesca espalhados por dentro, cada qual abrigando espécies diferentes de peixe para pescar. Você pode usar esses peixes em receitas, vendê-los por gaudes ou até desbloquear títulos. Então experimente os pontos de pesca que encontrar. Pescar envolve 4 passos: lançar a linha, atrair peixes, fisgá-los e puxá-los. Para aprender os detalhes, consulte controles de pesca. Iba.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. Hup. All right.
Oh. Nossa, é igual Final Fantasy XV. É bem parecido com o
Well,
jeito de
that
pescar do
wasn't
Final
much of a
Fantasy
challenge.
XV.
Not too shabby, friend.
Aqui.
Yeah. Not my lucky day, I guess.
Fugiu.
Looks like I lost it.
Caramba, meu.
Reel it in.
Boa. Tô cansando já. Boa. Cansou.
I reeled us in a big one.
I can't believe you caught that with a rod. Amazing.
Desculpa, gente, eu sei que o vídeo vai ficar meio chato, mas eu vou mais um só.
Reel it in.
Já foi. Aí. Agora toda vez que eu ver um lago eu vou ter que pescar.
You sure know what you're doing.
Cheguei de pescar por enquanto.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me.
Só tem um molho, né?
Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Não vai parar.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
É verdade?
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish
comer.
during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
É. Agora tem mais um hobby pra eu procurar quando eu estiver jogando.
Okay!
Pelo visto você manda bem na pescaria. Eu pesco há muito tempo e já montei uma bela coleção de equipamentos. Deixo você usar o que quiser, só quero uma coisa em troca. Caso que me mostre o registro de todos os peixes que pescar. Quanto mais pescar, mais equipamentos eu deixo você usar. Se precisar de alguma coisa, eu tô sempre aqui. Pode vir bater um papo comigo sem medo. Especialista em pesca. Especialista em pesca da Goa de Talca. Pode ensinar você o básico da pesca. Se você mostrar suas anotações de pesca, ele dirá onde encontrar os peixes que você ainda não pescou e lhe dará novos equipamentos com base no seu histórico. Ganhou um negócio de habilidade para pescar. Você pegou 3? Foi? Aqui, toma um presentinho. Nadador elegante. Ai, que bom que fica marcado no mapa. Ih, tem um cara caído aqui. Valeu, ajudou bastante. Já posso voltar para minha missão. Adquirir escudo da
I'm
infantaria.
always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
É bem fraco, né? Ah, é o escudo deles. Que legal. Todo mundo em silêncio. Achei que tá acontecendo alguma coisa.
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If
Não
it
precisa
bothers
dar
you
muito,
that
não.
much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elden Menancia guard. Although, Dohallim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she
What?
doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days.
Até dia só,
I guess
pô.
it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy,
Boa.
shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
Com certeza, viu? Laços florais.
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the
especialzinho dele lá.
enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place.
Não
At
entendeu
least I
nada.
think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohallin handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Dohallin o evasivo.
Dohallim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Não, não é.
Yeah, that's the word.
Eh?
For
Really?
better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me, but my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Faz sentido.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
Ih, essas pessoas estranhas aí. Ponto de viagem rápido adicionado. Vamos passar uma noite aqui.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
Sim.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live
Olha
up to that.
só.
Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohallin, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Excelente pergunta. Omelete, aumenta de defesa, aumento de combate, aumento de ataque. Mais espólios, impulso de experiência. Vou fazer esse aqui. Vamos fazer um dela aqui.
Done. This is sure to give the others some much needed energy.
O último que eu fiz.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Eu falei com ela já do negócio do escudo, né? Tudo bem. Eu vou trabalhando aos poucos isso.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
O que você tem aqui? Eu já comprei tudo, né? Tá. Vambora. Mais um mundo desconhecido. Miguel, falecido.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Grupo sem núcleo.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
Ele não
To be
lembra.
completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all.
É,
What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
caramba.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to.
Faz sentido.
It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a
Legal.
new
É
beginning.
isso aí. Os que ficaram esperando.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used?
É,
Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
é verdade. Isso é
And you
verdade.
know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
É
True
verdade.
enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Sim, é
Indeed.
verdade.
And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danins in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danins in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Enfrentar bicho que voa é pouco difícil.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Here I come. Going in. You're finished. Take this.
My second.
Got fire.
I've got it.
All yours. Take this. It's over. Burn in hell. Here I come.
Esse bicho é forte, meu.
I never miss.
Here I come.
Tiger blade. Far enough.
You're mine. It's over.
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble. Think we overdid it?
No, you can't take
Not by a long shot.
Take this. I'm gone. Here I come. One more. I'll blind you with this. You're finished. Resonate with the earth. Here I come.
Acabou?
Stalagmite.
Acabou.
I need to be stronger.
Fortinho esses bichos aqui. Que susto, meu. Mas que saco, por que esse Zilgul não fica parado?
All right.
Talvez seja a hora de usar minha arma secreta. Vou acabar com o inimigo de uma vez. Nossa, eles são nível 26, velho. Tutorial de Dohallin. Faz ponto esquecer do solo para não desviar inimigos. Contra inimigos de pé ligeiro, pois os derruba e anula suas habilidades evasivas.
There's nowhere to run from my art. When he slows down, that's our chance. Here I come.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf.
Be still.
In a bind.
You're mine. You're finished. Dazzle. Here I come. It's over.
Ah tá, tem que usar no outro agora.
Can't get out of this.
Tiger blade.
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah. In a bind.
Here, let me help.
Take this.
Ah. Quando surgem inimigos rápidos como lobos ou macacos, use Dohallin. O ataque de impulso de Dohallin anula as habilidades evasivas dele. Interessante.
You're mine. It's over. Destruction. Here I come. Take this. You're finished. You're mine. It's over. On your knees. Mirage.
Meu, se eu for os bichos normais da região, eu tô lascado.
You're mine. It's over.
Take this.
Good shot.
Take armor won't save you.
It's over.
Make it rain.
Kisara.
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone.
Boa.
Got some interesting moves there, Dohallin. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Zilgo gigante, com certeza.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohallin?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does.
Grupos muito
Holding it in
diferentes,
your
né?
hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohallin?
But of
É
course.
boa, né? Esmagador de crocodilo. Artefatos. Só após os artefatos já conferem efeitos especiais. Alguns servem como bônus para uso após terminar o jogo. Deve ativar ou desativar cada um desses efeitos na lista de efeitos do artefato. Onde eu entro nisso? Agora é possível definir 6 ars adicionais. Pressione triângulo na tela de ars para alternar entre os painéis. Execute as ars com segundo plano com L2. Nossa, vou equipar agora. Contagem é quantas vezes eu usei, né? Eu vou colocar os que eu usei uma vez, ó. Forte reinante. Não, forte reinante 2 vezes não. Devastação eterna e esse que tem 2.